What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If we've not yet met, my name is Johnny Nidafan, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys a quick sales tip that will help you increase your sales and increase your closing ratio selling life insurance. And so if we haven't met, my name is Johnny Nidafan. I actually help life insurance agents just like you scale your life insurance business past $20,000 per month in profit, not only to feed your family and make more money, which is awesome, right? But really leave a huge impact on the people in your life, right? And really be able to grow your income, because it's cool to be able to make more money, but like, what's the actual impact that you're having on other people, on your family, on your future? And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a sales tip, because I firmly believe that if you can master sales and really get sales dialed in to where it's like, you are a monster, you're an animal, you are a closer, you know exactly how to help and persuade people to be able to help themselves. Ultimately, you'll make a ton of money and ultimately have the freedom that you have been looking for. And so when I first started out, I remember getting to the end and getting a lot of think about it, talk about it, to like talk to my spouse, ask more questions. And so I was always trying to figure out, like, okay, where did I go wrong here? Because I know I need to ask questions, but I'm asking these questions, but it's not leading to the sales success that I'm wanting. And so there's like a huge, like, there wasn't anything coming together, and I wasn't seeing the close ratio that I actually wanted, right? And so what that looks like, and what I figured out, is that the people that I was actually speaking with were confused. There's a saying, if a confused mind will not buy. And the reason for that is because when they're trying to make a decision and they're not even knowing what they're deciding, what they're choosing, what they're picking, what they're buying, they're not going to make a decision. And so there's going to be these objections that come up, like a think about it, which isn't a real objection. We can go deeper into that later, but it's just a smokescreen. But they're throwing anything out there, right? I really just need to think about it because I need to talk to my daughter, because I really need to talk to my wife about this, and I don't even know, blah, 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 blah. And they just start rambling over and over and over again. And so one thing in this sales tip really helped me really increase my closing ratio, allow there to be clarity in the actual sales process, because clarity and clear communication really allows you guys to actually have a good conversation. Because if you guys don't know, if you guys aren't speaking clearly to each other and you're not speaking clearly to the prospect, and you guys aren't able to really have a conversation back and forth, then it really doesn't matter. And of course, you're not going to close as many sales. But when I did this and actually implemented this into my sales process, I actually more than doubled my sales ability. And it's about getting micro commitments from your clients. And so here's what I mean. I'm just going to give you guys examples so you can actually take this, implement it into your business, and go out and start selling more policies. So when you're talking to these prospects and talking with them on the phone, it's making sure that they are with you. Hey, are you with me? Are you with me? Does that make sense? Is that kind of what I'm hearing? Is that kind of what you're saying? And so asking certain questions, right, like that, like, okay, are you with me? Does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Does that ideal make sense? Like, asking certain questions like that to get micro commitments from your clients so that they are on the same page as you, because you want to make sure that you're on the same page throughout the whole process. Because if they are confused and then all of a sudden they give you a think about it after you already pitched them numbers, one, your closing rate's going to go way down. But then two, it's an obstacle that needs to be explained, and actually they'll be more prone to understand and want to keep listening to you, rather than you getting to the close, you asking the close question, and then having to re-explain all that. Because then you're going to have to build the value, and they pretty much didn't get the value. They're not going to get the value, and the value is not going to be delivered if you're having to go back and answer these questions. And so it's super important when you're selling, and when you're going through the process, saying, does that make sense? Is that fair to say? Are you with me on that? Is that kind of what I'm hearing? Recap that, like reinstate what they're saying. Is that kind of what I'm hearing? Or is there anything I'm missing? That's another great question. But getting micro commitments throughout the whole process, and especially it's super crucial, especially when you get down to building value and talking about the policy. So I'm going to kind of like share with you how I do it. So what's awesome about your policy is that it's immediate coverage with no waiting period. So what that means is that God forbid something were to happen to you, let's say tomorrow, right? God forbid, and you actually had this policy in place and it got approved, the policy would actually pay out right away instead of like having to wait 2 years for the coverage to be in effect. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's one, right? Another one is, so then I'm going to keep going. Okay. So then another awesome part of the policy is that with the plan, you would actually have, it actually builds cash value every single year as well. Okay. So here's what that means. If like say you were to keep building and paying into this policy, it's kind of like an accelerated savings plan and so on and so forth. Explain that. Does that make sense? And so at each stage, talk about one thing. Does that make sense? Talk about one thing. Are you with me? Talk about that one thing. Like, is everything making sense so far? Do I need to explain anything else? Do I need to answer any more questions? Because this will allow there to be clarity on exactly what this is doing. And when you present each benefit, talk about what it's going to do for them in their situation. Because at the end of the day, you are the solution. Whatever solution that they have, or that whatever problem that they have, you and the policy that you're selling is the solution to that problem. If they have a problem of not being able to pay everything, we're the answer. If they are wanting to make sure that their family would be taken care of tomorrow, we are the answer, or this is the answer. If they are wanting to make sure that they have an accelerated savings plan, we are the answer. This policy does that. If they want to pay this policy, make sure this policy is or make sure that their final expenses are paid for and leave a little extra for their family, this is the answer. And so at each point, you want to make sure that one, you actually understand all their concerns and really what they're wanting this policy to do for them. And then two, most importantly, when you're going to deliver value, is reinstating, hey, this benefit here is going to help you in this certain way. This benefit right here, the reason why it pays out is because you wanted to make sure your family would be taken care of it starting tomorrow. Does that make sense? Or starting today, essentially. So it'd pay out right away. Does that make sense? So it's solving that problem. And so when you do that over and over and over and over and over again, you say they don't really care about the benefits. They don't care about the the features and like what the policy has and the accelerated savings plan X, Y, and Z. They don't really care about that. What they care about is that what you have in the product that you're offering is actually going to help them and help solve the problem that they have. And so that's why when you are building value and presenting, you want to stack that over and over and over again. Not only does it do this, but it does this, 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 and this, and this. But not only this, it has this, this, this. And so that you're not having to worry about X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Do you have any questions? No? Okay, great. And so making sure that you have those micro equipments over and over and over and over and over again, so that when you get to that spot where you're asking the closed question, they have full clarity and understanding what exactly they are buying. And so they know they're problem aware and they're solution aware, and they're sold on the solution on how they're going to get there. Because they could be sold on getting life insurance, but is this the right plan for them? And so that answers the question, because you are going to figure out every single thing that they want and need, and they want it in a policy. This plan is going to solve it. This plan is going to share exactly what that they're going to do, right? So this is really what helped me increase my closing ratio. This is what I teach people inside the community. This is what I teach people to be able to scale their life insurance business. And if you can learn this, and if you can understand sales and take the time to fully understand persuasion and the art of sales, right? And really get in the nitty-gritty and be willing to sacrifice whatever you need to do to be successful, to learn these skills, to understand people and help them into a process and put them through this process to be able to help them get protection that they need, or whatever, sales in general, and whatever product that they're looking for, you will be able to feed your family for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter if there's an inflation that's coming up or a recession coming up. It doesn't matter if inflation's there. Whatever it is, you will be, there's always going to be a job, and there's always going to be a need for you. So if you take the time, master this, take massive action, learn these simple skills that will allow you to scale your business to whatever capacity that you want at the end of the day. So I hope this video is helpful for you. Subscribe right now to the channel, like this video, share this with a friend if you found it valuable. Drop in the comments down below right now what you're going to take from it and how you're going to implement this strategy to be able to help you close more deals. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.